2:30, baby, won't you meet me by the beam? Too early, maybe later, you could show me things.
Hey guys, so let's just hop right into this. So as you can see, I'm starting off by bleaching the knots on my closure. Um, yeah, so I used 30 volume developer and I used BW2 powder and the matching 30 volume developer. So I just washed it off. I'm just showing you guys a quick little process. This is not supposed to be an in-depth on how to bleach your knots. If you guys do want that, leave it in the comments below. But yeah, just rinse it off with like sort of warm water. Make sure it's all out. Sometimes I use neutralizing shampoo. Sometimes I don't. This time I didn't, because I can kind of see like where all the bleach and stuff is. So right now I'm just gonna put the Shimmering Light shampoo on, and this is supposed to kind of like take out any brassiness. When you use Shimmering Light shampoo, you want to just make sure you're letting it sit on there on the closure for at least 5 to 10 minutes. Now you guys can see I'm sectioning off the part from the closure to the rest of the hair, and I'm gonna put that up in a way. Then what you want to do is start to put your T-pins in where the right around the closure, and then you just start cutting the thread. You want to make sure that your T-pins are in the right areas. You want to put one at the front of the closure, one right at the back to the side, one to the other side, and another one at the front. This holds the wig in place so that you don't make your closure any bigger or smaller than it already is. In the video, you guys are going to see me take my pins out. That is because my wig was actually way too big for my head. It just got stretched out over time, but I ended up adjusting my pins and the way my wig was to make it a little bit more snug. Now, as you guys can also see, you see that first track next to my closure is also coming off of the wig cap. I ended up taking that track off as well because it was attached to my closure. That is how I sew my wigs. I attached them together to make it more seamless. But yeah, I end up putting it back on. If this is not the case for you, you don't have to do this. You could just skip that step, but that is just how I make my wigs. Now, as you can see, this is the part I was referring to before. I'm taking my pins out so that I can actually make the part for the closure a little bit smaller. I'm going to readjust it. Well, not making the part for the closure smaller, but just kind of adjusting it so that when I put it on my head, it fits a little more snug than it did before. So it will take a little bit of time. You're going to need to play around with your pins and your closure a little bit. But as you can see in here, I probably moved the closure around like 4 or 5 times just to make sure I was getting it completely right. Okay, yeah, so here I am. I'm just moving my pins around a little bit to readjust this wig so it could fit me perfectly. As you guys can see, I just kind of moved up some stuff and made it a little more neat looking and easier to play around with. I made this wig about 2 years ago, so at this point, my wig skills have changed a lot since I made it, so that's why I kind of just moved more things around and was able to fix it to my liking. And just so you guys know, this is the same process you would use on a frontal. You just want to put the pins where you had the frontal, like put pins around the frontal, and then you just cut the frontal off and add it back in the same way you're doing with the closure. And guys, don't be afraid to, like, try this stuff. Like, you can always fix it. If you're changing the closure in the first place, you're probably not wearing that wig that often. Now you can see I got my closure in the perfect spot that I want. And we will start sewing that bad boy in like regularly. You're just gonna sew this literally the same way that you would sew your closure if you didn't have that big hole already there. You sew down both the sides first, and then you sew the back, and then you guys will see me sew that last track back on and connect them back together. And it's as simple as that. Now, as you guys can see, this actually didn't lay perfectly. So I know there's like a little gap in the back there. But as you can see, when you sew through your cap and connect it to the closure, that gap closes up. The gap really didn't make a difference to me. If anything, I kind of could have made this wig a little bit smaller. But for me, I'm like, you know what? It really didn't matter that much. So I didn't go in and try to go crazy with perfecting how tight it, not tight, but how snug it was on my head. And if you guys have any questions, just put them in the comments below. I'm super responsive, so just let me know what else you guys want to see when it comes to wig making, or just weaves in general. Any help you guys need there, just let me know in the comments below. Weaves in general, any help you guys need there, just let me know in the comments below. And as you guys can see, I'm just wrapping up on this wig, putting that last track in, and it will be complete. Also, I just want to let you guys know I did a wig transformation with this hair, where I dyed and cut this hair, okay, y'all, and it looks so great. So if you guys want to see that, that is also on my channel, and it will be linked below and at the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I just want to say thank you for tuning in and being supportive, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Will I see you at the show tonight?